Hey folks, it's AVT Pro, Advanced Visualization Technology Production. Alonzo Von Threet here speaking. And what I want to do is give you an update to the ArtVal project that I've been working for on probably some time now, because we started with a music video and we decided to go with a pitch pilot, just a short film to tell a story. Because after we put down the music video, we found that the music video went in a different direction than the actual story that we wanted. Well, the thing is, we had to create the story. And so we had to do screenwriting and a script. And so I took it upon myself to do that, to write the script, since I had already done so much of the work and made up pretty much the storyboards the for the music video. So the music video, after we saw the storyboards for the music video, and it goes from, the beginning, as you can see, and I'll show you here. This is pretty much well, actually, on my site, if you go to my site, my YouTube site, you'll see a lot of different things. But let me just show you this. So I laid out this as pretty much a story reel. So it shows you what happens and explains it. And so this is generally good enough for a pitch. So usually in a pitch, you just want to show the characters, just the couple of characters and a script. And so, and just, some of the drama and the trouble. So this is what we got and I pulled this together. This is the equivalent of what you would call a beat board. And so this is just like things that happen, like this happens and that happens, and it drives the narrative. But this is just basically very plot based kind of story, explaining the overall ideal of it. And then I get into a little bit more of an animatic, where I had the characters meet. But this is what is called like a chess piece kind of thing. It's still like a storyboard, animatic, or previs. And so you pre-visualize the animation, and then later on you go back and polish the animation. So they meet, they have a lightning bolt hit, they fall in love, and so, and then I just added the music in the background, and the story goes on. They go and get a balloon, and they try to go to the other planet that we saw in the beginning. And so they had some trouble, some drama. And so this is a whole pitch reel. And then they have, like, right in the middle of the story, you have like a change in the character. He finds out his abilities and what he's really capable of. Typical, uh, a climax to the story. And then they fly off together. They find out and they go to the planet. It doesn't have to be, it's just to carry, these are story sketches. But then because of the music video, I had this high level production. And this is not a full render, but it is a fly through of them reaching their goals, the end of the story, they make new friends. And so this is the whole pitch pilot, just as basically what I just did. This is how kind of present the work for Art Valerie. Show the characters. I show them in very different iterations, 2D, 3D, and show them dancing, and show them all the different things that they can do. And I show them all these different ways in order to sell the actual ideal of the property, the IP. And so this is copyrighted. We have a model sheet. And so, but if you go to my site here, you will see, well, oops, that's a little loud. Sorry about that. So you'll see a lot of the different work. And here I have a 2D animatic.
But right now, I need a
Let me
rocket.
run that back.
I will miss the old house. But right now, I need a rocket. I will build the rocket and a take off before they take the house.
So this is what is called an animatic. It's just a rough that I use, and it's really a little bit more than an animatic. It's pushed up so I could use it, and basically this part is to show the actual acting and performance and the character. It also has Artem's actual voiceover and his voice, so you can actually see.
I will miss the old house. But right now, I need a rocket. I will build the rocket and a take off before they take the house.
So this is another thing that you can add to the presentation of what it is supposed to be and what we have. Again, copyrighted. We have a whole model sheets, all the characters, and again, it shows them going to the planet and the picture, and the story starts like the other episode starts after that. But basically, you can see the acting of the character in a
I will
very.
miss the old house. But right now, I need a rocket. I will build the rocket and a take off before they take the house.
So most pitches is, you show them the work, you show them the ideal, but you don't usually have to have a really high-end polished kind of thing. So I do polish high-end kind of stuff, but this is a passion project. So here is a sample of my work that I did for other clientele, sculptures and stuff like that, which I do. And you see other stuff that I do on the site. But here is our character again, and you can see them in peril, like when they're flying on a balloon, they're going to have to struggle and flying in the air. Now this is some really pretty advanced technology where you see the two characters interacting with each other and you have a bunch of dynamics. And so that's the ideal of that we can do this really high end stuff, and you have people here asking about how it's done, and uh, I have people who I don't know ask, or people who have been around for quite some time asking about it. So I just wanted to give you an update on this to show the amount of work that has been put in. Now, here's a part with Lemon Girl. Here's an animatic. And again, how she gets around, she bounces around and can float. And, as you go in the first story reel that I showed here, is it this one? Yeah. You can see where she's flying here. And so let me show you again. So I've created a lot of data for this, a lot of work over a couple of years now. Partly part of the year was for the music video, and I did a lot of production. Now we decided to back up and do more pre-production, which is story-driven, script writing, storyboards. Here we have a thing. Now this is the problem. We don't have the whole script written out, and I'm producing the artwork. And so now I've gotten off of that and started focusing on the script so that we can write a synopsis. So I still have to write like a 2, 3 page synopsis. But first you got to work it all out in your head and stuff. And then you have to write some dialogue. I had to go and learn screenplay writing software. I did that. Bunch of stuff to get this going. And it's really great because I got to grow. So oftentimes I would test technology here and then use it here on their project there. So this is also another interesting part where I actually have, this is for the music video, and this is, so this was already done quite some time ago, and we have all these characters that are animated into a big scene, and that's Art and Val, Art and Valerie, and that's Art Valeria. So as you can see, and there's a painting I actually took, and a character I actually made cars, and I have a couple of cars. So these are all things that if you show them, they're this is the ideal. And so we are going to be looking for investors. If you have a lot of money and want to invest in the production, you can do so. Please do so. But if you have a little bit of money and still want to invest in a project, you can do so well as one of our patrons. So here again, big 3D scenes with cars and all kinds of stuff. Oops, this is the one where it's not. I have this a lot of new technology that I add. So this is actually the one where you have smoke trails. Like some of the real, I really enjoyed this. But now, so this was all production. So this is very close to final art. And there's another car that I designed, and I use vehicular simulations on it. There's all kind of simulations in there, and hair, and this stuff is catchy. I I try to make it catchy. The very colorful kind of stuff that other people would be interested in, and very trendy, trend setting kind of work. I love this one because she's in a car, and it's called the Citrus Craft, and so we have all of these really cool stuff. So I have to work on what normally I would used to consider to call the boring part, but it's actually a lot of fun uh, fun stuff. So here's some more stuff how we do this. So I'm gonna try to wrap it all together and put it into a synopsis package. Here's the actual storyboard. No, this is a part of it. So this is from the storyboard. So 7 to 8 seconds of love. So that was from the song for the music video. So we still have to pull that together, and we're doing the best we can. Here's some more stuff from it, like diamonds, and we have a lot of stuff. So lots and lots of work went into it. You can go up and down if anybody wants to see what has been done with this. Now this was a technology I didn't actually have a story for that part, but here it gets up and actually I did for the music video. I almost forgot myself, but it's fight for your love. But I'm using previs camera shots and stuff like that. And so there's a part in the dialogue where he says, fight for your love. So she gets up, puts up her dukes. Have lots of stuff like that. But there's a lot of different parts that has to be put together. I have some other talking parts. So some of it is samples, but here I really worked it out. So lots of different parts to make this, one big fun and interesting thing. I mean, I got stuff where he's flying around on a rocket, kind of things, but it's just samples to show how he moves, how he works. And usually you don't, to do a pitch, again, you usually just have a still. I think this would have been more than enough right here for the pitch. It shows our characters dancing, and then you find a sponsor, and then they help to pay for it, more production. So we're looking for sponsors, and they're looking for sponsors. I'm going to be looking for sponsors. So this is my way of let people know what it is that we do here and what we're doing. So I did a lot of these things to show over the years, a couple of years now, just how the character moves, how the character act, and so that should do it. But what is going on now is that I keep pushing to get as much as I can in this. So all kind of dynamic because I wanted to see it. I want to see it with the best of the technology that I can add, which is some pretty groundbreaking stuff. Uh, you don't usually, as a specialist technologist with this stuff, you don't usually see like characters falling in water, two characters being dragged in the air dynamically, one by with all the dynamics of the characters. This is not. It's like special software I use, like really, like I from Oxford University, uh, you know, artificial intelligence, ragdoll simulation stuff. So with all of that, so here, very dynamic is like super dynamic stuff where you just grab the character and swing it through the air. So really stuff, the characters interacting together, hugging or kissing each other, or having an argument and making up, you know. So lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff. Plenty enough to sell a product, to get $1 million of investors, and we got all of these other little side characters that are in this blowing kisses and stuff from the actual. Actually, it's not this one. From the actual uh, planet that they go to. Lots and lots of characters. So I wanted to show you that. And so, with all that said, one of the last things I have to do is make sure the script is together. So the script needs to be engaging. It has to be interesting. Should hold your attention for 20 minutes. Now, we're probably not going to do that. We're going to do what most writers would do when doing a pitch is a synopsis. You don't have to do the whole storyboard. You don't have to do, that's after you have, the production dollars. But I'm trying to put as much as I can because I want to do some of the work myself. So you usually don't have to have, the whole. You usually have a synopsis. You have a treatment, which is only a paragraph. And then you have a synopsis, which might be about a couple of pages, 3 pages. And then you have the whole big script, which has to go back and forth and written back and forth and revised. So I'm trying to get the log line, which is one sentence, the elevator pitch, the paragraph, and then the 3 page. So that's writing. That's what I've been doing, and also planning the scene. So that's the part. Like if you start this stuff, like normally you would just write it, and then you would get maybe somebody to do some concept artwork, and then you go sell it. That's how it works. That's how they do in the rest of the business. And but I'm doing a lot of production ahead myself, and ArtVal has been very instrumental in supporting it, and and we're trying to wrap all this stuff up, and so that we can present it. So it's been a real tough act, because I'm not usually a writer. I usually do production. So now I'm doing mainly pre-production. And so that again, that is script, storyboard, and things like that. So we already have obviously a beat board animation to show how the story is going. I'm trying to add more of an emotional element. So the first thing we did already was add parts to it that just you know, basically tell you, what's happening, the main points. He sees a planet, he sees a planet, he sells his house to go to the planet, he tries to build a rocket, and then he gets into a lot of heck in the house. He's struggling, trying to make it to build the rocket. He finally gets the rocket together. He's real happy. He's got the the typical smirk, contemptuous smile that most characters have just before a dire situation. And then, yeah, he's happy. And then he has a dire situation. The rocket crashes. He can't get off the planet. He's wandering alone, sad, dark of the soul moment. And then out of nowhere, he bumps into the girl of his dreams, which is on the planet. And so that's the part that I figure I'm gonna write on. It's like it'll be better instead of just looking at the planet. He actually sees the girl of his dream on the planet. I already have that here. Back here is the girl on the planet. So all I have to do is really just switch it around. So there she is in her heart house right here. But I have both of them there. So so he meets her, and but it's previs. It's to block out the scene. They get struck by lightning. They fall down. They get struck by lightning. They fall down. They see each other. They recognize each other from the planet. They fall in love. They're happy to see each other. They fall in love, and they fly off together and go to the planet. So that's the part of the story that we didn't have. Now, we still don't have it in a full synopsis literary form, but first thing we had to do is work out the ideals and get that stuff to happen. And so they have a little bit, they fly off together, they have a little bit more drama, they're trying to go to the planet together, they have more drama, they get knocked back down, but then they find out that they can get there through flight, they can fly. And so they fly away, and they go to the planet. So that's the whole story. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you think it's a good idea, or something that's interesting. But now I want to show you some of the pre-production stuff. So one of the parts I had a hard time with is like when they meet, they bump into each other, but they don't quite bump into each other the right way. So I didn't have it figured out. So what I used this new program called not new, but it's a program that creates shots, and so helps you plan and make plans for shots, and it's phenomenal. I've really been enjoying it. So this is that same part that I show you there. They walk in. There's the lightning. Let me show it again. They walk in, and let me move this over a little bit. So it's lightning. This is like a circle where a fountain is. Like think about the Central Park, Bethesda Terrace area where they have that big circle. People hang out, listen to music. Was actually storming at night. It's after the rocket crash, and she has a backstory. So I was also trying to write and put together her backstory. So, like how she got from the planet to Earth, and basically she was looking for him, couldn't find him, so a bunch of other stuff happened. Anyway, we'll save that for it. So I'm trying to put that together, but this is the intricacies of the story that I had to put together and answer these kind of questions to make it engaging and suspenseful and fun. And so here I have a little camera, and here's a little scene of, like I said, like there's a statue in the middle. There's there's them here in the center here, and this is a wonderful little program here to help me with creating and thinking out the scene, because one of the problems is like if she comes in this end, she comes in her she's yellow lemon girl. So if she comes in here and here's Artie, he's a green little alien guy. I don't know if I should have said that. Spoiler alert. But anyway, uh, they come in and they walk the opposite directions, but I needed them to bump, and so I couldn't bump into each other. I couldn't figure it out for some reason from the storyboards or from the part that I have here, and probably mainly because I didn't have the background because I was working with the characters. And so then the next thing, they start walking around, and here's the cameras, this wonderful little program. And so, they get scared by lightning. So he turns around, and so that's the thing I had to figure out. They kept missing each other, but he turns around, and these are the things you have to figure out when you're doing this. So anyway, what I couldn't visualize it at first, and then what I eventually figured out is that one of them has to keep going in the other direction, and the other one has to turn around. So he does all the work. He backtracks and turns around, and so as you can see here, and then they finally bump into each other, and they fall in love. And so this wonderful program is taking our storyboards that we already have done and pulling it together and help me think out this scene. So, and then they walk off together and they're happy, they're loved, and then the rest of the story happens again, and and they fly off together, and it's all hunky dory, right? But not quite. You know how it is. So, so that's where I am. But with this, and I wanted to update you guys on what's happening with it, where I am, why it takes so involvement. We had to plan it out. I'm actually helping to build the story. It's a wonderful opportunity. It's a lot of work. It's very involved. It's new. You know, it's something we're kind of working backwards in a way, but it's really better because once we get this part done, then we can start putting together all the stuff that we essentially already have done and already created in production. So there you have it. That's where I am. That's the update I wanted to give you guys. Let you know, I'm not sitting on my laurels here. I'm not just wasting time. I'm working on this every day. It's very much involved. I have a new love and respect for writers. I never was one that was very interested in story. People used to say, yeah, it's a nice animation, unless I was doing it for somebody else. They were like, it's nice animation, but all it does is just move. There's no real story involved. And so now I'm actually working on the story. I have a great new value, uh, uh, I value writing. I do consider myself a writer now. When I first started to pursue character animation specifically, I started way before 2000, but when I made the decision to leave New York and to come to Buffalo and study uh, character animation, now I've done character animation for museums around the world, big clients, Puma, and and Sendoza got awards, but to do my own is one of the this is what it's really about. And so, but I realize you have to study story. It's not just, oh, whatever I think or anything like that, just whatever come to mind. There's a structure to it, and it's just like art. And so I didn't realize that at first. It's a great medium. I'm the guy who only read Lord of the Rings and Narnia, and good thing I did because those are the one of the biggest films in computer graphic, and so it was really great. But now I've taken it to a different, higher level, and it's been very challenging, but it's been encouraging. I think everybody who encouraged and support me, my family, my friends, and God more than anything. I'm just so thankful because I could not do it all by myself, and which I also thought I could as well. But So it has been just, you know, I really had to dig deep, and I'm coming up with some new stuff. I'm hoping to have it more done soon, and uh, and so with the help, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna be the best I can do. I always do that, and so just to let you know. So there you have it. Back to storyboarding, back to screenwriting. I'm really grateful of these. Oh, while I'm at it, I almost forgot. I want to show you one little thing. I also came across this great program called Storyboarder that is, I just figured this out the other day, and I've never seen anybody else do it, where the same plans I bring into a story app, which has 3D characters here that I can move around and I can use it for planning. And so it's called Storyboarder, and it's just another great tool that I've been using and discovered in this process. Now, mind you, I do I've done other work for other people very quickly in like a couple of weeks in the same programs. But Artems is more involved, some really fun heavy duty stuff uh, that we're working with. And so it's an amazing app. It gives you like the technical specs on how to do stuff, and I've been using this, to assist. I just started using it, but like I said, I've already done work because I have a whole bunch of technical skills that I bring, uh, that I already have in my repertoire or my toolbox or what have you. Um, so this is just to help visualize things. So there you have it. And so hopefully soon, very soon. And so I think that this is going to be very helpful. Story is key. I like to do a promotion and a tutorial. I have a couple of DVDs that I assist with rigging and the technical aspects of animation. I also have Gumroad little tutorials that I have done. Not so much now because the technology changes so fast. So in the future, if there's enough interest, and some of the things that gave me aha moments or the light bulb went off that helped me understand this stuff, I could put it in the DVD and put that together into a tutorial for other people to better understand how I'm using these tools all together. And um, let me know what you think about it. And so this is another thing. So great tools that have come to help, and it's a lot to it. So, but if I put together a streamlined version of all the aha moments, the way that made the light bulb go, because I've been trying to get to this stuff for years, but the light bulb just, it just didn't hit, it just didn't internalize. And so now that it has, maybe the way I explain it might help somebody else. And plus, I've taught at colleges and Pratt and Parsons and stuff in the past, so I'm pretty good at it, at teaching people. And so there you have it. So God bless you all. Love you all. Let me know what you think. Long video, I know, but it's been a while. And so I'm going to get back to storyboarding, put the story together, try to put a synopsis together, wrap all this stuff up, and talk to you soon.